Dublin girls left with huge €265 bill after downing shots in Tallaght bar, Irish Mirror. Truke Fit Pro truly wireless earbuds launched in India at just ₹999. Check features, Z Business. The Samsung Galaxy M41 battery could be its biggest feature, Android Authority. iPhone 12 to come with improved, high-end rear cameras for better images, India TV News. Rockstar Games and Video Games Deluxe are working on a AAA open-world VR game, Dual Shockers. The bull market is back for Chinese stocks, CNN. You can buy a new 750 HP Ford Mustang for $45,000. Car buzz. Maxime Belland resigns from VP role at Ubisoft after sexual misconduct allegations, Pocket Gamer, Biz. Aston Martin's first DB5 Goldfinger continuation model is ready for delivery, Slashgear. 30 minutes of Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay have leaked online.